We will go over the installation steps for your billet aluminum bracket that holds the Haltech ECU, the fuse box, ride controller, and the starter solenoid. The bracket is made of 3 billet aluminum pieces in order to suit different uses. It contains the ECU mount, the fuse box mount, the mount for the starter solenoid, the reverse controller mount, and a provision for a secondary fuel pump relay. If your watercraft is equipped with an OEM dash or reverse system, your harness will be equipped with a reverse controller, even if it is not shown in some of the installation pictures. If your watercraft does not use the reverse system, the harness might still be equipped with this module, since it is used to send data to and from the OEM display. We will first mount the starter solenoid to the left side of the bracket. The plastic solenoid has a rubber mount with 2 rectangular holes. These holes must be inserted into the bracket until the solenoid bottom sits flush with the bottom of the aluminum bracket. Please note that you will have to use some force to insert it. This is normal and prevents the rubber mount from slipping out of the bracket during operation of the watercraft. Now that the starter solenoid is mounted, it is time to attach the left bracket to the ECU bracket. Start by screwing in the 2 Allen bolts until they are snug. Then tighten both bolts. If you received the ECU from us, it will already have the base map loaded, and you can skip this step. If you are installing an ECU that you purchased from another source or does not have the required base map loaded, please stop here and contact us so we can send you the proper map. Once you receive the map, connect the USB cable to a laptop and to the Haltech ECU. You will need to download the latest version of Haltech's NSP software by visiting their website at www.haltech.com and browsing to the download section. The Nexus ECU does not need to be powered in order to load the software or to perform a firmware update as it gets power from the USB cable. Please update your ECU to the latest firmware or contact us to do it for you remotely. Once your firmware is up to date, import the supplied map. At this point, you can configure your Wi-Fi settings. This is important so that you can connect to your ECU without using the cable when tuning on the water. Once you have finished, unplug the USB cable and cover the USB port with the supplied plastic plug. Apply some dielectric grease to the outside of the plug to prevent moisture from making its way into the ECU. Next, we will mount the Haltech Nexus ECU on the main bracket. Place the ECU as shown in the picture with the connectors facing down. Using the 4 supplied stainless steel Allen bolts, secure the ECU to the mounting bracket. Be careful not to over-tighten the bolts as you could damage the ECU case. We recommend using blue Loctite on the bolt threads to reduce the possibility of the bolts loosening. Next, we will install the ECU bracket onto the watercraft hull. Due to the differences in hull shape, this bracket was made to fit many different models. You will see that the left part of the bracket, where the starter solenoid mounts, is tilted. When the ECU center bracket is properly installed, the tilted bracket will clear the curvature of the hull regardless of model. Please note, not all hulls will be able to use all the mounting holes. Use only the mounting points that touch the hull on your application. We have supplied self-tapping screws for this. Using the picture above as a reference, place the bracket as indicated and make sure the top holes are still touching the flat portion of the hull and not the divided space between at the hull seam. Once you have the bracket in place, use a power tool to drive one of the mounting screws as shown in the picture. Once the screw puts pressure on the bracket, stop. Do not over-tighten the screw, or you may damage the fiberglass thread, causing the screw to loosen over time. Continue installing the remaining screws on the main bracket. Please note that on some models, you will only be able to use 3 out of the 4 mounting screws due to the curvature of the hull. The red circles in the image show the possible mounting positions. Please note that the bottom left mounting point must always be used. Congratulations! Your bracket is now installed and you are ready to proceed to the next step.